This episode is brought to you by Amazon Business. How can you free up your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business empowers leaders to not only streamline purchasing, but better support their teams so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future. Learn more about the technology, insights, and support available at amazonbusiness.com.
Close your eyes, exhale, feel your body relax, and let go of whatever you're carrying today.
Well, I'm letting go of the worry that I wouldn't get my new contacts in time for this class. I got them delivered free from 1-800-CONTACTS. Oh my gosh, they're so fast.
And breathe.
Oh, sorry. I almost couldn't breathe when I saw the discount they gave me on my first order. Oh, sorry. Namaste.
Visit 1-800-CONTACTS.com today to save on your first order.
1-800-CONTACTS.
All right, so you're looking into remote tech jobs.
That's awesome.
We all know the future is digital,
right?
But where do you fit in? We've got a great resource that breaks down 10 in-demand roles. And we're not just talking titles.
Right.
Think salary expectations, future growth, and even some clever strategies to land these gigs.
What's fascinating is that this resource goes beyond just listing jobs. It really digs into the skills and strategies that are essential for thriving in the tech world. No matter which specific path you choose, it's about understanding the landscape as a whole.
Okay, so let's jump right in. The first one that caught my eye is cybersecurity analyst. Sounds intense, right?
Absolutely.
Digital Guardian vibes.
Absolutely, and increasingly important. There's a shift happening in cybersecurity. It's not just about reacting to threats, but actively preventing them. Think of it like this. Instead of waiting for a castle to be attacked, you're building the walls higher, training the guards, and maybe even setting some clever traps.
I like that analogy. The source mentions that a lot of companies are realizing that being proactive is cheaper than dealing with a major breach after the fact. They also mention the average salary for a cybersecurity analyst is a little under $100K, with the potential to reach the mid-six figures. Not bad for protecting the digital realm, huh?
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Especially considering the Bureau of Labor Statistics predicts job growth in this area to be at least 40% between now and 2030. It's a field that demands constant learning and adaptation, which is part of what makes it so interesting.
Next up, data scientist. I feel like we hear that term everywhere, but what do they actually do?
Data is everywhere. You're right. Think about everything you do online. This podcast, your social media, even just asking your smart speaker a question. All of that generates data. And data scientists are the ones who make sense of it all. They're like digital detectives, uncovering patterns and insights that help businesses make smarter decisions.
So they're turning raw data into actionable gold. No wonder they're in such high demand. And the salary reflects that. The source says it's typically in the mid-90s to around $130,000 to $140,000 a year.
It's not just about the money, though. Data science is a field where creativity meets analytical rigor. You're constantly pushing boundaries, coming up with new ways to analyze information, and visualizing complex data sets in a way that makes them understandable to everyone.
Now, this next one is intriguing. Cloud Solutions Architect. The cloud is this buzzword that everyone throws around, but what does an architect in the cloud actually do? I get the feeling it's more than just weather forecasting.
Much more. Think of those services we use every day. iCloud, Google Drive, Dropbox. They all rely on the cloud, which is basically a network of servers that store and process data. Cloud architects are the masterminds who design and build the infrastructure of this digital world, ensuring those systems can handle massive amounts of data and traffic. And they have to keep it all secure and efficient.
Scalability, security, and efficiency. It's like they're juggling digital planets. I'm starting to see why the source emphasizes the complex problem-solving skills needed for this role.
Exactly. And the stakes are high. Think about what happens when a popular website crashes during a huge sale. It's the cloud architect's job to make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay, now for something that really resonates with me, UX UI design. This is all about the user experience, right?
It is.
Making sure tech is intuitive and enjoyable to use.
UX UI design is often underestimated, but it's absolutely crucial in today's tech landscape. In a world flooded with digital products, a smooth, enjoyable user experience can make or break a product. No one wants to use a clunky app or website, and good UX UI design can be a company's secret weapon.
That's so true. I've definitely abandoned apps before because they were just too frustrating to use. The source mentions how bad UX can actually sink a product. It's all about that first impression.
First impressions are everything. And it's not just about aesthetics. Good UX design is about understanding how people interact with technology and making that interaction as seamless and intuitive as possible. It's about anticipating user needs and designing for those needs.
All right, for something a little less flashy, but still essential, technical writing. Someone's got to explain how all this cool tech actually works, right?
Absolutely. Technical writing is the unsung hero of the tech world. Think about it. Instruction manuals help guides online tutorials. They all require clear, concise writing that makes complex topics understandable to everyone. It's a critical skill.
The source was honest. It might not be the most glamorous job, but it's stable and in high demand, and let's be real, someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And do it well.
It's a specialized skill set for sure. A good technical writer needs a deep understanding of the product they're writing about, plus the ability to communicate that information in a way that's both accurate and easy to understand.
So it's not just about knowing the tech, but knowing how to explain it to a non-technical audience. That's a valuable skill in itself.
Speaking of reaching an audience, let's talk about digital marketing. That one seems super relevant in today's world.
It's more than relevant, it's essential. Think about how you discover new products these days. It's often through targeted ads, engaging social media content, or search engine results. Digital marketers are the strategists behind those campaigns.
So they're the ones making sure a product gets seen, heard, and ultimately purchased. The source mentions SEO, social media online campaigns. It's a lot to juggle.
It is a dynamic field that's constantly evolving. Digital marketers need to stay on top of the latest trends, algorithms, and platforms. They have to be creative, data-driven, and adaptable. It's a challenging but rewarding field for those who love the fast-paced world of online marketing.
Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about IT support specialist. That's the classic help desk role, right? It is. And it's often seen as an entry point into the tech world, which is a huge plus. IT support specialists are the first line of defense for users encountering technical issues. Think of them as tech troubleshooters, helping people navigate those frustrating moments when technology doesn't cooperate.
I bet they have some great stories. And the source mentions that you can learn a ton on the job, which is valuable for someone just starting their tech career.
Absolutely. You're exposed to a wide range of technical issues, which helps you develop a broad understanding of different systems and technologies. It's a great way to build a foundation of knowledge and gain practical problem-solving skills. Plus, you get to help people, which can be incredibly rewarding.
Okay, moving on to product manager. They sound like the conductors of the tech orchestra, making sure everything comes together harmoniously.
That's a great analogy. Product managers are the ones who oversee the entire life cycle of a product, from its initial conception to its launch and beyond. They need to have a deep understanding of both the market and the technology to guide a product towards success.
It sounds like they need to be incredibly organized, detail-oriented, and able to communicate effectively with different teams. The source mentions are basically the bridge between the technical and business sides of a product.
Exactly. They need to be able to speak the language of engineers, designers, marketers, and salespeople. They're responsible for ensuring that the product meets customer needs while also achieving business goals. It's a challenging but rewarding role for those who enjoy seeing a product come to life.
Now, for a role that sounds super technical, DevOps engineer. I've heard of this, but could you break down what they actually do?
DevOps is all about breaking down the traditional silos between development and operations teams. It's a way of working that emphasizes collaboration, automation, and continuous improvement throughout the software development lifecycle.
So it's about streamlining the process and making everything more efficient, which is why this role is in such high demand.
Exactly. And it's not just about speed, it's also about quality and reliability. DevOps engineers use tools and methodologies to automate tasks, manage infrastructure, and ensure smooth and frequent software releases.
It sounds like they need a strong understanding of both development and operations, which is why the source mentions expertise in coding and scripting languages. This is where those automation skills come in.
It is. A DevOps engineer needs to be comfortable working with code infrastructure and a variety of tools. They're problem solvers, collaborators, and champions of efficiency.
And last but not least, we have business analysts. They sound like the problem solvers of the business world, figuring out how to optimize processes and improve efficiency.
That's a great way to put it. Business analysts are the bridge between business stakeholders and technical teams. They analyze business processes, identify areas for improvement, and translate business needs into actionable technical requirements.
So they need to be able to understand both the business side and the tech side of things, which is why the source mentions strong communication and analytical skills. They're essentially the translators between what a business wants to achieve and how technology can help them get there.
Exactly. They need to be able to gather information, analyze data, and communicate their findings in a clear and concise way. They're problem solvers, communicators, and strategists all rolled into one. They're essential for helping businesses leverage technology to achieve their goals.
Wow. We just went through 10 completely different remote tech roles, each with its own unique challenges and rewards. It's amazing how diverse the tech landscape is. And it sounds like there's something for everyone, no matter your interests or skill set.
There is. What's remarkable about this resource is that it highlights the transferable nature of many of these skills, even if you don't end up in one of these specific roles. The problem-solving, communication, and adaptability skills you develop will be valuable no matter where your tech journey takes you.
That's reassuring. It feels less like picking the right job and more like choosing an adventure. But before we get ahead of ourselves, what stood out to you the most from these initial descriptions?
What I find fascinating is that the common thread running through all these roles is the emphasis on continuous learning. The tech world is constantly evolving, so the ability to adapt, learn new skills, and stay curious is essential for success.
That's a great point. It's not just about what you know now, but your willingness and ability to keep learning and growing as the industry changes.
Exactly. These roles aren't static. They're constantly evolving along with the technology they support.
And speaking of evolving, it's worth revisiting those salary ranges we touched on earlier. Remember, these are just averages, but they give you a sense of the earning potential in these fields.
Right. And you know what's crazy?
What?
The source pointed out that the average salary in America is a little under $50,000.
Wow.
So even the lower end of these tech salaries is still pretty impressive. It really highlights how these tech skills are in high demand and companies are willing to pay for the talent they need. Of course, salary isn't everything.
Right.
But it's definitely a factor to consider when exploring career options.
Absolutely. Okay, so which of these roles have the highest earning potential?
Well, we talk about cybersecurity analysts starting around $100K, with the potential to reach well into the six figures. Given the increasing frequency and sophistication of cyber attacks,
Right.
it's no surprise that companies are willing to invest heavily in their cybersecurity.
It makes sense. Data breaches can be incredibly costly, both financially and reputationally. So having a skilled cybersecurity analyst on board is like having an insurance policy for your digital assets.
Exactly. And then there's data scientist, another role, with a promising salary range, typically in the mid-90s to around $130,000 to $140,000 per year. It's like data is the new gold. And data scientists are the modern-day prospectors, extracting valuable insights from mountains of information.
I love that analogy. And as we generate more and more data, the demand for data scientists is only going to increase. It's a field with incredible growth potential.
Absolutely. And it's not just about crunching numbers. Data scientists need to be creative thinkers, problem solvers, and excellent communicators. They need to be able to translate complex data into actionable insights that drive business decisions.
Speaking of driving business decisions, Cloud Solutions Architect also has a pretty impressive salary range, around $120K to potentially $170 or $180K. It seems like the cloud is more than just a buzzword. It's a whole new world of opportunity.
It really is. Cloud computing has revolutionized the way businesses operate. And Cloud Solutions Architects are the ones who design and build the infrastructure that makes it all possible. They're responsible for ensuring that cloud systems are scalable, secure, and efficient, which is no easy feat.
It sounds like they need a deep understanding of cloud platforms like AWS Azure and Google Cloud, as well as the ability to think strategically about how to leverage these platforms to meet business needs.
Exactly. They need to be able to see the big picture, understand the complexities of cloud technology, and communicate effectively with both technical and non-technical stakeholders. It's a challenging but rewarding role that offers the potential for high earnings and a lot of career growth.
The Hoover Dam wasn't built in a day, and the GMC Sierra lineup wasn't built overnight. Like every American achievement, building the Sierra 1500 Heavy Duty and EV was the result of dedication, a dedication to mastering the art of engineering. That's what this country has done for 250 years and what GMC has done for over 100. We are professional grade. Visit GMC.com to learn more. Assembled in Flint and Hamtramck, Michigan and Fort Wayne, Indiana of U.S. and globally sourced parts.
Summer's here, and Nordstrom has everything you need for your best dress season ever. From beach days and weddings to weekend getaways and your everyday wardrobe. Discover stylish options under $100 from tons of your favorite brands like Mango, Skims, Princess Polly, and Madewell. It's easy too with free shipping and free returns, in-store order pickup, and more. Shop today in stores, online at Nordstrom.com, or download the Nordstrom app.
Okay, now let's talk about some of the roles with slightly lower starting salaries, but still plenty of room for advancement. We mentioned UX UI design starting around 70K with the potential to reach 115 to 120K.
That's right. UX UI design is a field where your portfolio and experience speak volumes. As you build your skills and create a strong portfolio of work, you can command higher salaries.
And it's a field that's constantly evolving, with new design trends and technologies emerging all the time. So it's important to stay curious, keep learning, and experiment with new tools and techniques.
Absolutely. And remember, salary is just one factor to consider. If you're passionate about creating beautiful, user-friendly interfaces that make technology more accessible and enjoyable, then UX UI design could be a great fit for you.
Another role with a lower starting salary but high demand is technical writing, typically starting around 50 to 60K. But as you gain experience and expertise, you can earn close to six figures.
And it's a crucial role. Someone needs to create those user manuals, help guides, and online tutorials that make complex technology understandable to everyone.
It's all about clear communication and the ability to break down complex concepts into digestible information. It's a valuable skill, especially in the tech world where things are constantly changing and evolving.
Exactly. Technical writers need to be able to adapt to new technologies and explain them in a way that's easy for users to understand. They're essential for bridging the gap between technical experts and everyday users.
Now, digital marketing is interesting because it has a wide salary range, starting around 60K but potentially reaching six figures for those who are truly skilled and experienced.
That's because digital marketing is such a broad field. There's so many different specializations within digital marketing. From SEO and social media marketing to email marketing and paid advertising.
It's also a field that's heavily reliant on data and analytics. Digital marketers need to be able to track their campaigns, measure their results, and make data-driven decisions to optimize their strategies. It's a constantly evolving field that requires a blend of creativity, analytical skills, and a deep understanding of how people interact with technology and consume information online.
Exactly. And as businesses continue to shift their marketing efforts online, the demand for skilled digital marketers will only continue to grow.
Now, for folks just starting out in tech, we talked about IT support specialist or the classic help desk role, which typically has a salary range of around 50K to 75K. It may not be the most glamorous role, but it's a fantastic way to gain valuable on-the-job learning and get your foot in the door.
It is. And you can really build a strong foundation of technical knowledge in this role as you're exposed to a wide range of issues and learn how to troubleshoot and resolve them.
It's also a great way to develop those all-important soft skills, like communication, problem solving, and patience. Because let's be real, working in IT support can sometimes involve dealing with frustrated users.
It does.
But if you can handle those situations with grace and professionalism, it speaks volumes about your abilities.
Absolutely. And from there, you can specialize in different areas of IT that interest you, such as networking, cybersecurity, or cloud computing.
Now, product manager is a role that can command a substantial salary, starting around 90K and reaching well into the six figures for experienced professionals. It's a role that requires a unique blend of technical and business skills.
Product managers are responsible for the success of a product, so their skills and experience are highly valued. They need to understand the market, the technology, and the user experience to guide a product from ideation to launch and beyond.
It sounds like they need to be master collaborators, able to work effectively with engineers, designers, marketers, and executives to bring a shared vision to life. It's a demanding role, but incredibly rewarding for those who love seeing their ideas take shape and impact the world.
Exactly. And with the right skills and experience, product managers can earn very competitive salaries.
Now, DevOps engineer is another high-paying role, with salaries starting around 110K and potentially reaching over 200K for those with specialized skills and experience.
DevOps is all about efficiency and automation, streamlining the software development and deployment process. Skilled DevOps engineers are in high demand as companies strive to release software faster and more reliably.
They need to be comfortable working with code infrastructure and a variety of tools to automate tasks, manage infrastructure, and ensure smooth and frequent software releases.
It's a fast-paced, challenging, and constantly evolving field, but also one that offers incredible opportunities for growth and high earning potential.
And finally, we have business analyst, with a salary range that starts around 70 to 80K, but has the potential to be much higher, depending on your skills and experience.
Business analysts play a crucial role in bridging the gap between business needs and technical solutions. They need strong analytical skills, problem-solving abilities, and communication skills to gather and analyze data, identify trends, and translate those insights into actionable recommendations.
They're essentially the translators between the business world and the tech world, ensuring that technology is being used effectively to achieve business goals.
Exactly. And in today's data-driven world, the role of the business analyst is more important than ever.
So there you have it, a quick rundown of the salary potential for these 10 remote tech jobs. As we've seen, there are some incredibly lucrative opportunities out there for those with the right skills and experience. But remember, salary is just one piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. When choosing a career path, it's important to consider your interests, values, and long-term goals. What kind of work do you find fulfilling? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? What kind of lifestyle do you want to create for yourself?
Those are great questions to consider because at the end of the day, it's not just about the money. It's about finding a career that aligns with your passions and allows you to live a meaningful and fulfilling life.
Exactly. And the great thing about the tech industry is that there are so many different paths you can take. There's something for everyone, no matter your interests or skill set.
So let's shift gears now and talk about the actionable steps you can take to land these gigs. The source we're looking at emphasizes the importance of certifications, hands-on experience, and networking.
Those are all crucial elements. Certifications demonstrate your knowledge and skills to potential employers, providing a stamp of approval that can set you apart from other candidates. Hands-on experience, whether through internships, personal projects, or freelance gigs, allows you to apply your knowledge, build a portfolio of work, and develop practical skills that you can't always learn in a classroom setting. And networking helps you connect with people in the field, learn about job opportunities, and gain insights into the industry.
It's all about taking initiative, putting yourself out there, and building relationships with people in the tech world.
Absolutely. And it's never too early to start.
So let's break down some specific action steps for each of these roles, starting with cybersecurity analyst. What are some concrete steps you can take to pursue a career in this exciting and ever-evolving field?
Well, one of the first things you could do is get certified in security plus BOSPEC. This entry-level certification is a great way to demonstrate your foundational knowledge of cybersecurity concepts to potential employers.
It's like a signal to employers that you're serious about cybersecurity and have invested the time and effort to learn the fundamentals.
Exactly. And then to gain practical experience, you could consider participating in Capture the Flag, CTF competitions.
Now, those sound fun. I've heard about CTFs. They're like online cybersecurity games where you have to solve challenges and find vulnerabilities.
They are. They're a great way to test your skills, learn new techniques, and have fun while doing it. And they look great on a resume because they show that you're passionate about cybersecurity and are willing to go above and beyond to develop your skills.
Plus, you get to collaborate with other cybersecurity enthusiasts, which is a great way to network and build relationships in the field. So it's a win-win.
Absolutely. And another great way to gain hands-on experience is to contribute to open source security projects. There are tons of projects out there that are always looking for contributors. And it's a fantastic way to learn from experienced developers, build your skills, and make a real contribution to the cybersecurity community.
It's like getting real-world experience while also giving back to the community. I love it. Now, what about networking? What are some effective ways to connect with people in the cybersecurity field?
Attending cybersecurity conferences is a great way to meet people, learn about new trends, and make connections.
I bet those conferences are buzzing with energy.
They are. And there are also tons of online communities like Reddit and Discord where you can connect with other cybersecurity professionals, ask questions, and get advice.
It's like having a virtual mentor network right at your fingertips.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of LinkedIn. Connect with cybersecurity professionals you admire, reach out for informational interviews, and stay active in relevant groups and discussions.
It's all about putting yourself out there, building relationships, and learning from those who are already successful in the field.
Exactly. And remember, networking is a two-way street. Be helpful, share your knowledge, and be genuinely interested in connecting with others.
Okay, so that's a great overview of how to pursue a career as a cybersecurity analyst. Let's move on to data scientist. What are some specific steps someone can take to break into this data-driven world?
Well, first and foremost, you need to develop a strong foundation in statistics and programming languages like Python or R. These are the essential tools of the trade for any aspiring data scientist.
And luckily, there are tons of great resources available online to help you learn these skills.
There are. Websites like Coursera, EDX, and DataCamp offer fantastic courses that can teach you everything from the basics of statistics to advanced machine learning techniques.
And once you have a solid foundation, it's important to start building a portfolio that showcases your data analysis skills. What are some good data science portfolio projects?
You could analyze a public data set, build a machine learning model to predict a specific outcome, or create a data visualization that tells a compelling story.
It's all about demonstrating your ability to work with data, extract meaningful insights, and communicate your findings effectively.
Exactly. And platforms like GitHub and Kaggle are great places to share your projects and get feedback from other data scientists.
It's like having a virtual showcase for your work, where you can connect with other data enthusiasts and potential employers.
Absolutely. And of course, internships are always a great way to gain practical experience. Many companies offer data science internships that provide the opportunity to work on real-world problems, collaborate with experienced professionals, and gain exposure to different industries.
It's a fantastic way to build your skills, make connections, and get a taste of what it's like to work as a data scientist in a professional setting.
Exactly. And even if you don't land a formal internship, you can still gain valuable experience by working on personal projects or contributing to open source projects.
It's all about taking initiative, being proactive, and finding opportunities to learn and grow.
Absolutely. And remember, the key to success in data science is to be curious, analytical, and persistent. It's a field that rewards those who are always looking for new ways to extract insights from data and use those insights to solve real-world problems.
So to recap, an aspiring data scientist needs a solid foundation in statistics and programming, a portfolio that showcases their skills, and hands-on experience through internships or personal projects. Now let's move on to Cloud Solutions Architect. What are the key skills and qualifications for this role?
First and foremost, you need a deep understanding of cloud platforms like AWS Azure or Google Cloud. These platforms offer a wide range of services and features, and you need to be familiar with how they work and how to use them to build and manage cloud infrastructure.
It sounds like a pretty complex and ever-evolving landscape to navigate.
It is, but that's also what makes it so exciting. There's always something new to learn, new technologies to explore, and new challenges to solve. And the good news is that there are tons of resources available to help you learn about cloud platforms and develop your skills.
That's great to hear. So where should someone start if they're interested in becoming a cloud solutions architect?
I would recommend choosing a cloud platform to specialize in, and then diving deep into their documentation tutorials and online courses.
So it's about picking a platform and becoming an expert in it.
Exactly. Each platform has its own unique strengths and weaknesses, and you'll want to become familiar with the specific tools, services, and best practices associated with your chosen platform.
The source also mentions the importance of getting certified.
Yes, cloud platform certifications are highly valued by employers because they demonstrate your expertise and commitment to professional development.
So it's like having a stamp of approval from the cloud provider itself.
Exactly. And they can give you a competitive edge in the job market, especially when you're just starting out.
Now, what about hands-on experience? How can someone gain practical experience with cloud platforms?
Well, the great thing about cloud platforms is that most of them offer free tier accounts that allow you to experiment with different services and get a feel for how they work.
That's a great way to get your feet wet and start building some basic cloud skills without having to spend any money.
It is. And once you're comfortable with the basics, you can start working on personal projects or contributing to open source projects that involve cloud infrastructure.
So it's all about finding opportunities to apply your knowledge, build your skills, and create a portfolio of work that demonstrates your capability.
Exactly. And remember, the cloud is constantly evolving, so it's important to stay up to date with the latest technologies, trends, and best practices.
It sounds like continuous learning is a key theme in the tech world, no matter what role you're in.
It absolutely is. The tech industry moves at a rapid pace, so the ability to adapt, learn new things, and stay curious is essential for staying ahead of the curve and achieving long-term success.
All right, let's shift gears now and talk about UX/UI design. What makes a great UX/UI designer? And how can someone break into this exciting and creative field?
Well, at its core, UX/UI design is all about creating user-centered designs that are both beautiful and functional. It's about understanding how people interact with technology and designing experiences that are intuitive, enjoyable, and effective.
So it's a blend of creativity, empathy, and technical skill.
Exactly. A great UX/UI designer needs to be able to think like a user, understand their needs, and translate those needs into designs that are both visually appealing and easy to use.
It sounds like a really rewarding field, especially if you're passionate about making technology more accessible and user-friendly.
It is. And there are tons of opportunities in this field as more and more companies are realizing the importance of good UX/UI design for the success of their products and services.
So where should someone start if they're interested in pursuing a career in UX/UI design?
First and foremost, they need to develop a strong understanding of design principles, such as typography, color theory, and layout. These principles form the foundation of good design, and they're essential for creating visually appealing and effective interfaces.
And luckily, there are tons of resources available online and in libraries that can teach you about these design principles.
There are. And once you have a basic understanding of design principles, you'll need to learn the tools of the trade. Proficiency in design tools like Figma Sketch and Adobe XD is essential for creating professional-grade designs.
These tools are like the digital canvases for UX/UI designers, allowing them to bring their ideas to life on screen. And there are tons of tutorials and online courses available to help you master these tools.
There are. And once you have a handle on the tools, the next step is to start building a portfolio that showcases your design skills. Your portfolio is your calling card, and it should demonstrate your ability to create user-friendly and visually appealing designs.
What are some good UX/UI design portfolio projects?
You could redesign an existing website or app, create a mobile app prototype, or design a series of social media graphics. The key is to choose projects that align with your interests and demonstrate your skills in a compelling way.
It's also a great idea to include case studies in your portfolio that walk potential employers through your design process, highlighting your problem-solving skills and design thinking.
Absolutely. Case studies provide a behind-the-scenes look at your work, allowing employers to see how you approach design challenges and arrive at your solutions.
Now, what about gaining practical experience?
Internships and freelance gigs are fantastic ways to gain real-world experience. Build your network and get your foot in the door in the UX/UI design industry.
It's all about putting your skills to the test, collaborating with clients or team members, and receiving feedback that can help you grow as a designer.
Exactly. And even if you don't have any formal work experience yet, you can still gain valuable experience by volunteering to design for a nonprofit organization or offering to redesign a friend's website.
It's all about finding opportunities to apply your skills, build your portfolio, and gain experience that you can leverage to land your dream UX/UI design job.
Absolutely. And remember, the UX/UI design industry is all about creativity, collaboration, and continuous learning. So stay curious, stay inspired, and never stop exploring new design trends and technologies.
Now let's talk about a role that's often overlooked but incredibly important: technical writing. This might not be the most glamorous job, but it's certainly crucial for making technology accessible and understandable to everyone. What are the key skills for technical writers, and how can someone break into this field?
Well, first and foremost, you need excellent writing and communication skills. This may seem obvious, but it's essential for being able to convey complex technical information in a clear, concise, and engaging way.
So it's not just about being a grammar nerd, it's about being able to explain technical concepts in a way that anyone can understand.
Exactly. You need to be able to put yourself in the shoes of the reader and anticipate their questions, concerns, and potential areas of confusion. And then you need to craft your writing in a way that addresses those needs and makes the information as accessible as possible.
It's about making complex topics feel simple and understandable.
Exactly. And it's a valuable skill in any industry, but especially in the tech world where things are constantly changing and evolving.
So how can someone gain experience in technical writing?
The source suggests looking for opportunities to write technical documentation in your current role, even if it's not your primary responsibility. It's a great way to build your portfolio and gain practical experience.
It's about being proactive and seeking out opportunities to develop your skills, even if it means taking on extra responsibilities.
Exactly. And if you don't have any opportunities in your current role, you can always contribute to open source projects or offer to write documentation for friends or family members who are developing software.
It's all about finding ways to practice your writing, get feedback, and build a portfolio of work that you can showcase to potential employers.
Absolutely. And just like with any other, field networking is key.
So how can aspiring technical writers connect with others in the field?
Attending industry events, joining online communities, and connecting with technical writers on LinkedIn are all great ways to network, learn from others, and find job opportunities.
It's all about building relationships, sharing knowledge, and supporting each other's growth.
Exactly. And remember, the technical writing community is a welcoming and supportive one, so don't be afraid to reach out and connect with others.
All right, that's technical writing. Next up, we have digital marketing, a broad field with lots of different specializations. What are some of the key skills and areas of expertise for digital marketers?
Well, at its core, digital marketing is all about reaching your target audience online and driving conversions. whether that's website traffic leads or sales. And there are a ton of different channels and strategies you can use to do this, from search engine optimization, SEO, and social media marketing to email marketing and paid advertising.
It's a multifaceted field that requires a blend of creativity, analytical skills, and a deep understanding of how people interact with technology and consume information online.
Exactly. And the key is to choose a specialization within digital marketing that aligns with your interests and skills.
So it's about finding your niche within the broader world of digital marketing.
Exactly. Do you love writing compelling copy that converts? Then maybe content marketing or copywriting is a good fit for you. Are you a data nerd who loves analyzing website traffic and optimizing campaigns? Then maybe SEO or paid advertising is more your style.
It's all about finding what you're good at and what you enjoy, and then focusing your energy on developing those skills.
Absolutely. And the source we're looking at emphasizes the importance of staying up to date with the latest trends and technologies.
Because the digital landscape is constantly changing and evolving, right?
It is. New platforms emerge, algorithms change, and consumer behavior shifts constantly. So it's crucial to be a lifelong learner in the digital marketing world.
So how can aspiring digital marketers stay ahead of the curve?
Following industry blogs, attending webinars, and experimenting with new platforms and tools are all great ways to stay informed and develop your skills.
It's about being curious, proactive, and always willing to experiment and learn new things.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to fail. Failure is a part of the learning process, and it's often through our mistakes that we learn the most valuable lessons.
That's so true. It's all about embracing the journey, learning from your experiences, and continuously iterating and improving your skills.
Absolutely. And just like with UX/UI design, building a portfolio is crucial for showcasing your skills and landing your dream digital marketing job.
What are some good digital marketing portfolio pieces?
You could create a social media marketing plan for a fictional business, launch a personal blog and grow its audience, or run a small-scale paid advertising campaign.
It's all about demonstrating your understanding of digital marketing principles and your ability to execute effective campaigns.
Exactly. And the key is to choose projects that align with your interests and allow you to showcase your skills in a tangible way.
Now, what about gaining practical experience? How can someone get their foot in the door in the digital marketing world?
Offering to manage the social media accounts for a local business, volunteering to help a nonprofit organization with their digital marketing efforts, or running your own side hustle are all great ways to gain hands-on experience and build your portfolio.
It's all about taking initiative, finding opportunities to apply your skills, and building relationships with people in the industry.
Exactly. And remember, the digital marketing world is all about results. So focus on developing your skills, creating successful campaigns, and tracking your results to demonstrate your value to potential employers.
Okay, so that's digital marketing. Now let's talk about IT support specialist, a role that's often seen as an entry-level position but can be a fantastic way to launch a career in the tech industry. What are some of the key skills for IT support specialists?
Strong problem-solving skills and the ability to communicate technical concepts clearly to non-technical audiences are essential.
It's like being a tech translator,
Right.
bridging the gap between the technical world and everyday users.
Exactly. And you need to be patient, empathetic, and have a knack for troubleshooting.
Because let's be real, working in IT support often involves dealing with frustrated users who are having technical difficulties.
It does, but if you can approach those situations with a calm and helpful demeanor, it can go a long way in resolving the issue and building positive relationships with users.
This source also recommends getting certified in CompTIA A+.
Yes, the A+ certification is a widely recognized credential that demonstrates your knowledge of computer hardware and software, and it can be a valuable asset when applying for IT support jobs.
It's like a stamp of approval that tells employers you have a solid understanding of the fundamentals of computer technology.
Exactly. And hands-on experience is always valuable. Consider offering to help friends and family members with their computer problems or volunteering at a local community center to gain experience.
It's all about finding opportunities to apply your knowledge, practice, your troubleshooting skills, and build confidence in your abilities.
Absolutely. And remember, the IT support field is a great way to get your foot in the door in the tech industry. From there, you can specialize in different areas of IT that interest you, such as networking, cybersecurity, or cloud computing.
Okay, now let's talk about product manager, a role that requires a unique blend of technical and business skills. What are some of the key responsibilities of a product manager?
Product managers are responsible for overseeing the entire product lifecycle, from ideation to launch and beyond. They work closely with engineering, marketing, design, and sales teams to ensure the product meets customer needs and achieves business goals.
It sounds like they need to be master collaborators, able to communicate effectively with different teams and bring everyone together to achieve a shared vision.
Exactly. They need to be able to understand the technical aspects of the product, the market landscape, and the needs of the users to make strategic decisions that will drive the success of the product.
The source mentions that it's important to have a solid understanding of product development methodologies like Agile and Scrum.
Yes, these methodologies emphasize collaboration, iterative development, and continuous improvement. They're essential for managing complex product development projects and ensuring that the product is delivered on time and within budget.
And internships or junior product management roles can be a great way to gain experience.
Absolutely. Working on real-world projects under the guidance of experienced product managers can provide invaluable learning opportunities and help you build the skills you need to succeed in this challenging but rewarding role.
Now let's talk about DevOps engineer. This is a role that's in high demand right now as companies strive to automate and streamline their software development and deployment processes. What are some of the key skills and responsibilities of a DevOps engineer?
DevOps engineers are responsible for automating and streamlining the software development and deployment process. They work closely with development and operations teams to ensure smooth and efficient software releases, often using tools and methodologies to automate tasks, manage infrastructure, and ensure smooth and frequent software releases.
It sounds like they need a strong understanding of both development and operations, which is why the source mentions expertise in coding and scripting languages like Python.
Exactly. A DevOps engineer needs to be comfortable working with code infrastructure and a variety of tools. They're problem solvers, collaborators, and champions of efficiency.
They also need to be able to work effectively in a fast-paced, ever-changing environment where automation and continuous improvement are paramount.
Absolutely. It's a challenging but rewarding role for those who love working at the intersection of technology and operations.
And finally, let's talk about business analyst. What are some of the key skills and responsibilities of a business analyst?
Business analysts act as a bridge between business stakeholders and technical teams. They analyze business processes, identify areas for improvement, and translate business needs into actionable technical requirements. They're essentially the translators between what a business wants to achieve and how technology can help them get there.
It sounds like they need to be able to speak both the language of business and the language of technology.
They do. They need to be able to gather information from business stakeholders, analyze data, and communicate their findings to technical teams in a way that's clear, concise, and actionable.
The source recommends having strong analytical and problem-solving skills.
Absolutely. You'll need to be able to gather and analyze data, identify trends, and draw insights that can inform business decisions. You'll also need to be able to think critically about business processes and identify areas where technology can be used to improve efficiency, reduce costs, or enhance customer experience.
It sounds like a role that requires a blend of technical skills, business acumen, and strong communication skills.
It does. And it's a role that's in high demand across a wide range of industries.
Wow, we've covered a lot of ground. We've explored 10 in-demand remote tech jobs, discussed their potential salaries, and outlined some actionable steps you can take to pursue a career in each field.
And we've highlighted the importance of continuous learning adaptability and a willingness to embrace new challenges.
But before we wrap up this section, I want to touch on something that I think is incredibly important: the role of soft skills in the tech world. Our source emphasizes the importance of communication, collaboration, and problem solving. And I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. In today's interconnected world, being able to communicate effectively, work collaboratively with others, and solve problems creatively is essential for success in any field, but especially in tech.
It's not just about being technically proficient. It's about being able to apply those technical skills in a way that benefits others and solves real-world problems.
Exactly. And those soft skills are becoming increasingly valuable as technology continues to evolve and automate more tasks.
Because at the end of the day, it's humans who are driving innovation and using technology to create a better future.
Toast.
And using technology to create a better future.
Right.
Now let's transition into the final part of our deep dive, where we'll explore some of the broader trends shaping the future of remote work and the tech industry.
I'm eager to discuss how these trends will impact the job market and what skills will be most valuable in the years to come.
This is where things get really interesting, so buckle up and get ready to dive deep into the future of remote tech work. It feels like we're on the edge of a major shift, and I'm curious to hear your take on what's coming next.
It's an exciting time to be in tech, that's for sure. The way we work is changing rapidly. And remote work is just one part of that transformation. The skills that are in demand are evolving too, as technology itself advances.
It's a bit daunting to think about keeping up with all these changes. What are some of the key trends that you're seeing that will impact the future of work, especially in the tech industry?
Well, one of the biggest trends is the rise of automation and artificial intelligence. AI. We're already seeing AI being used in a wide range of industries, from healthcare and finance to manufacturing and transportation. And that trend is only going to accelerate in the coming years.
So does that mean robots are coming for our jobs?
Not necessarily. While some jobs will inevitably be automated, AI is also creating new opportunities. Think of it this way. AI is really good at repetitive tasks, data analysis, and pattern recognition. But it's not so good at things that require creativity, critical thinking, and emotional intelligence.
So instead of replacing humans, AI is going to free us up to focus on more complex and creative tasks.
Exactly. The key is to focus on developing skills that are complementary to AI and automation. Think of it as a partnership, where humans and AI work together to achieve greater efficiency and innovation.
That makes sense. So what specific skills should people be focusing on to thrive in this future of work where AI is a key player?
Well, as I mentioned, creativity is going to be more important than ever. We need people who can think outside the box, come up with new ideas, and solve problems in innovative ways.
Because AI can't truly create, right?
Right.
It can analyze data and make predictions, but it can't come up with a truly original idea or concept.
Exactly. That's where human ingenuity comes in. And then there's critical thinking. We need people who can analyze information, evaluate evidence, and make sound judgments.
Because we'll be bombarded with even more information than ever before, right? We'll need to be able to discern what's credible, what's relevant, and what's just noise.
Exactly. And then there's problem solving. This has always been a valuable skill, but it's going to be even more important in the future as we face more complex challenges.
And problem solving goes hand in hand with critical thinking, right?
Yeah.
You need to be able to analyze the problem, evaluate potential solutions, and make a decision about the best course of action.
Exactly. And then, of course, there's emotional intelligence.
This one is interesting. Why is emotional intelligence becoming more important in a world that's becoming increasingly digital?
Well, even though we're interacting more and more through technology,
Yeah.
human connection is still essential. We need people who can understand and manage their own emotions, empathize with others, and build strong relationships.
Because at the end of the day, it's all about people, right?
Right.
Whether you're building a product, providing a service, or managing a team, it's about understanding human needs and connecting with others on a personal level.
Exactly. And those soft skills are going to be more important than ever in a world where technology is automating more tasks and changing the way we work.
The source also mentions that lifelong learning is essential.
Absolutely. The days of learning a skill once and relying on it for your entire career are long gone. We need to be constantly learning, adapting, and upskilling to stay relevant in the ever-changing job market.
So it's not just about what you know now, but about your ability to learn new things, adapt to new situations, and continuously grow your skills.
Exactly. And that requires a shift in mindset. We need to embrace challenges, seek out new experiences, and be open to learning new things throughout our careers.
It's about being comfortable with being uncomfortable, being curious, and being willing to step outside of your comfort zone.
Exactly. And the great thing is that there are more resources available than ever before to help us learn and grow. We have online courses, podcasts, books, conferences, meetups, and countless other ways to connect with experts, explore new ideas, and develop new skills.
So there's really no excuse for not continuing to learn and grow throughout your career.
There isn't. And employers are increasingly looking for candidates who demonstrate a commitment to lifelong learning. They want people who are adaptable, curious, and eager to stay ahead of the curve.
So let's bring this back to our listener who is interested in pursuing a remote tech job. What does all of this mean for them?
Well, I think it means that now is a great time to be exploring options in the tech world. The demand for skilled tech professionals is high, and the opportunities for remote work are growing rapidly.
But it's not enough to just have technical skills, right?
Right.
You also need those essential human skills we talked about. Communication, collaboration, problem solving, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and a commitment to lifelong learning.
Absolutely. Those soft skills are what will set you apart from the competition, especially as AI and automation become more prevalent in the workplace.
So it's about finding that sweet spot where your technical skills and your human skills intersect.
Exactly. And it's about being adaptable, curious, and always willing to learn and grow.
The tech industry is full of opportunities for those who embrace change and are passionate about using technology to make a positive impact on the world.
It is. And I think the key takeaway for our listener is this. Don't be afraid to pursue your passions, explore new possibilities, and embrace the challenges that come with working in a rapidly evolving field like tech.
I love that. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for growth and being excited about the possibilities that lie ahead.
Exactly. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. There are countless resources available to support you on your journey, from online communities and mentorship programs to career coaches and industry events. Find a support system that works for you and leverage those resources to help you achieve your goals.
That's such an important reminder. We're all in this together, and there's a whole community of people who are eager to help you succeed.
Absolutely. So go out there, explore your passions, and create the future you want.
And that concludes our deep dive into the world of remote tech jobs. We hope this deep dive has given you valuable insights, sparked your curiosity, and empowered you to take the next steps on your tech journey.
Remember, the future is yours to create.
Thank you for joining us on this adventure. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.